If you're a business owner with a Facebook fan page, then you need to increase your likes, your visitor engagement, and more if you want more leads, sales, and profits. You need more likes or fans to show prospects that you are an authority. You need engagement on your page to show prospects that you're active and that people like you. Social proof on your Facebook fan page is a significant conversion factor as to why people will see you as an authority and ultimately buy from you, or else they'll go to your competitor. But how are you supposed to build social proof if getting someone to like your page from, say, for example, a tier one country like the United States of America, UK, is already so expensive and can cost up to about $1 per like? So in other words, if you wanted to get 1,000 likes, it would cost you anywhere from $500 to $1,000 or more, which is ridiculous, right? So in other words, how do you build the following for about $50 to $100, which is actually considered cheap on Facebook, by the way? How do you build social proof? How do you test images and content to make sure that they're going to work out of the gate when you promote them to a tier one country like the USA or the UK without spending all that money? Or number three, how do you find content and the right words that will actually resonate with your audience without having to test tens of thousands of dollars just testing and not getting any results? In other words, how do you test images or content so that you can get out of the testing phase and win out of the gate when you do move into these markets? Here's an 8-part step-by-step video course that's going to show you how to increase your social proof, your engagement on your Facebook fan page, which ultimately results into more leads, sales, and profits. So this is going to be a step-by-step video course, mostly screencasting. So you get to watch over my shoulder as I show you some things that can increase your Facebook social proof, your engagement, and your conversions with some real live examples. So here's a quick video's overview of what's inside this video course. Video number 1 is the introduction, and we'll give you a bird's eye view of the course itself and the blueprint. Video number 2, we'll talk about why focus on targeted likes, what that means, what that strategy entails, and how that can impact more than just social proof, and how that can impact engagement, how that can impact lowering your costs, and how it can really benefit you all around. Video number 3, we're going to talk about what it means to take that data that you have received and then apply it to the more expensive markets so that you can actually win out of the gate. Video number 4, we'll talk about how to create content fast. So 5-minute content. In other words, how to create content that actually converts. Video number 5, we're going to talk about 2 birds with 1 stone, which is basically a conversion factor. So we talked about how to create content. How do we know what content is going to convert into sales, into leads, into profits? So we'll talk about that. Video number 6, 7, and 8 is where we jump in and we show you how to actually run an ad campaign. So video number 6 is all about setting up your ad campaign. Video number 7 is all about setting up your ad set. And of course, last but not least, video number 8 is about setting up your ad. So go ahead and grab this course and learn how to increase not only your Facebook social proof, but your engagement as well. Hello and congratulations on getting access to this video course on Facebook page likes. Now, I want to make sure that you understand that this is not just about generating likes, which can in turn help you create more social proof, which leads to authority and all that good stuff. This goes beyond that. This also helps you with engagement levels, which Facebook, when they look at your Facebook fan page, obviously they care a lot about how people interact with your page and how good of an experience that they have. But I'm going to talk more about that. We're going to talk about how to utilize all of what we're going to teach you to create a winning strategy. You see, a lot of people tend to make the mistake of running ads in a tier 1 country immediately. So we're going to talk about that in just a minute. But a tier 1 country is basically like the United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and a lot of the big countries that have big economic growth. So this is video number 1, and let's first talk about mindset quality versus quantity. Now, I know this might seem like a no-brainer, but this is actually something that is commonly overlooked when it comes to this topic. A lot of people have this misconception that they can buy Facebook fan page likes and get a bunch of fans. Now, that might have been the case back in the day, but if you do that, unfortunately, with Facebook, you can get your Facebook fan page banned or totally removed. And you don't want that. You want to make sure that you get quality likes. In other words, it's better to have highly targeted quality likes, 1,000 of them, versus 50,000 fan page likes. So that's what we're going at here, and we'll dive into it in a lot more detail in just a minute. But I want you to realize that whenever you drive quality traffic and quality likes, it's going to cost you a little bit of money. All right, so that's just a quick reality check. It's not going to cost you several hundreds or thousands of dollars. It's just going to cost you about $50 to $100. So you need to keep that in mind whenever dealing with Facebook ads. It's going to cost money. Now, the downside with targeting tier 1 countries in terms of Facebook likes is it can cost a lot of money. It can cost anywhere from 10 cents to 50 cents a like to even several dollars. So how are we going to get around this? The strategy here is that we're going to be using and targeting tier 2 and tier 3 countries to achieve these goals. Now, what do I mean by that? Tier 3 are third world countries like Bangladesh and a lot of other ones. We'll list them out just so you can see them. Tier 2 countries are countries that are having economic growth, but it's just not a tiered 1. So tier 2s are great, but tier 3, the best thing about it is that a lot of these countries, when they log on to Facebook and they see an image that they like, even if they don't totally like it, they're going to like it. They're going to engage with you. So the tier 3 will actually help you in terms of increasing your engagement level, which is very important to Facebook because they want to know, is your Facebook fan page generating a good user experience? Now, bear in mind that back in the day, if you bought 10,000 Facebook fan page likes or people who liked the page, most of those people just sat, right? They didn't do anything. So that is why this is more beneficial than that. Now, you might be asking, well, isn't this going to dilute the quality? Because we talked about quality versus quantity. Well, here's the reality check. It doesn't matter where you are located. A person with similar commonalities, whether they're in Bangladesh or United States or UK or wherever, they think like each other. Think about people who go through similar pains. Maybe they go through similar sickness, like autoimmune diseases. They all have the same, very, very same, maybe not exactly the same, but very, very similar pains, roadblocks, desires that they want to get better and all that, right? So similar when it comes to maybe sports or hobbies. Somebody who likes a specific sport may deal with the specific and similar pains and all that. So even though you're testing it out in a tier 3 country, that's the mindset that you need to have. That the images that you test, the content that you test, and all that you test is, if it works really well in that country, the likelihood of it working well in the United States or a tier 1 country is going to be high. Now, we're going to talk more about that in those videos, but for now, let me go over and give you a quick overview of what's inside this course. So video number 2, we're going to talk about why you want to have targeted likes. We talked briefly about this, but I'm going to expand on that and open your eyes to how that really will take things to the next level. Video number 3, we'll talk about how to use likes to win in many of those areas. So we elaborate a little bit on video 2. We go into more depth in video number 3. Video number 4, we're going to talk about how to create 5-minute content. So in order to create more engagement, you're going to need to have content, right? So I'm going to show you a simple trick to create content that actually resonates with your audience, but is super simple to create. Video number 5, we'll talk about how to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And video number 6, we'll talk about the likes ad campaign, which brings us to the like ad set and the likes ad. So video 6, 7, and 8, those are just the steps that you need to take to actually run an ad campaign. Now here's what you're going to need. You're going to need to have a minimum of $50 to $100. Bear in mind, most likely you'll start out with 3 to 5 cents a like, but as time goes on and you improve your campaign, you can, generally speaking, get it down to 1, 2, or 3 cents. So with that in mind, you can get the calculator and multiply that and see and get an idea of how many actual likes that you'll get. Now, you will need to have some money to purchase tools to create content fast. Otherwise, if you don't really have that money, you can also do it for free. And I'll show you how to do that and give you pointers on that. You also need to have a fan page and a good idea of who your ideal customer is, their problems, their desires, their wants, their demographics. What do they do? What do they not like doing? What do they look like? Those are very, very crucial when it comes to this, because this will allow you to target people, at least get an idea for now. And as you get the data, you will begin to paint a better picture of what they actually look like. All right, so let's move on to video number 2. Hello and welcome back. This is video number 2. And my purpose of this video is to walk you around, show you a real live fan page, and show you the process of why you need to have targeted Facebook fan page likes. Now, while that may seem like a no-brainer, I want to share with you the whole process, how it works from the beginning to the end, so that you understand how to set up your Facebook fan pages, because your Facebook fan page may not be set up correctly to actually implement this strategy. All right. So when it comes down to it, you want to make sure, number 1, that you choose an image of a person that fits the demographics of your fan page. Now, obviously, if that is you, that's fine, that's great. But if your demographics are primarily women, you might want to choose a woman of that age. If it's men, choose men, and so forth. So as you can see here, this image here, I'm using a royalty-free image of a woman because that fits this demographic. Now, I want to show you something really cool because I haven't really touched this particular fan page in months, but yet it still runs itself simply because I'm utilizing the strategy of honing in on very, very specific targeted audiences. So as you can see here, I have just reached 20,000 page likes. And if it averages out to about a penny a like, then that's about $200. But realistically, when we ran the campaign, it was about 3 cents to about 5 cents. Now, like I said, we haven't really touched this for months and almost half a year, but it still runs itself. Now, as you can see, the content that I'm using, they're basically images with quotes on them. And we chose the quotes that relate to the audience so that it resonates with them. So as you can see, 120 people were reached, 3 engagements, and this was actually released just a couple hours ago. And here's another one. So as you can see here, this was released actually a couple days ago. Another quote on an image. You can see 182 people were reached, 2 engagements, and 2 people liked this particular content piece. So what I'm showing you is, and I want you to understand, is that once you run these like campaigns, even if you stop them, because the traffic is so targeted, the engagement continues on. So it's kind of like a snowball effect. It just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling. And the $200 that you invest for the 20,000 or the 10,000 likes, that will continue on and on for months to come. So I want you to understand and be able to see that in the future so that you understand that, this is not just a one-off thing and it's just gonna tank kind of thing. Now, in terms of how to create these images with the quotes I will actually show you a tool that we use that you'll be able to get the quotes and you'll be able to get the images. And it's just a matter of clicking a few buttons and you'll be able to create these tiny pieces of content really, really fast. What we found through testing is that most people, once they visually see something and they see a quote that resonates with them and the quote relating to the image, it actually creates an impact. It makes them intrigued. It gets them to engage. So we'll talk about that in future videos, but for now, I really just wanted to show you that what we do here is we run an ad campaign and we target people specifically towards this image. Now, when we create the campaign, which I'll show you in just a minute, we don't target just one generic thing. So we actually target, typically we do research and find out, is there a business, is there a software app, is there a website that relates to this here? And then we target that audience with something motivational like this. And what ends up happening is Facebook notices, there's an engagement, and there's even engagement even after the ads are finished running. So that means that this fan page must be good. It must be having a good experience to get people to come and back. Here's another example. So I went to the notifications, and as you can see here, it is actually November 30th as I'm recording this, but you can see that it's November 12th, 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 12th. So this obviously attracted somebody who might have been the person who clicked on the ad, or it might have been the friend of the friend. See, so a lot of times people share motivational quotes or something that resonates with them, and then the snowball effect just continues. So even if you get 10,000 likes, that 10,000 likes could multiply to 15 or even 20,000 likes over time. Now, obviously, there is going to be a drop off if you haven't touched it for months or even years. But the point here is that if you do have the ad campaigns running, you should just continue that snowball effect. Now, on top of this, I want to mention that when it comes to running ads, a lot of times if you find that an image resonates with that of that country, that specific niche in that country. So even if it resonates really well with people in Bangladesh, and then you find that it resonates with another third tier country, that's a good sign, because now you're able to test what images actually work and what images don't work, and which images are actually converting into page likes. So that's something that we figured out. So instead of trying to test things in the United States of America or United Kingdom or Canada up front, because what will end up happening is you'll spend thousands of dollars trying to test things out, trying to figure things out, versus you're testing pennies of a dollar with these penny likes, and you're testing images to see which one works. And then you take that information and then you set it up and you target it towards a tier 1 country. That is when you are able to kind of set things up for success, which we'll talk about more in the next video. But I wanted to show you this for now so that you can kind of get some motivation that this is going to work for you if you follow the steps and if you create the targeted campaigns with the targeted content pieces. Now, you might be asking, well, this is all great, but how do I make money as a business, with the system? Well, what I'm showing you now is mainly the engagement side of things. So when Facebook allows you to run ads, for example, a lot of times they will disapprove your ads. But what we've seen over time is that a few things, if you spend more money in terms of ads and your site gets a lot of engagement and it has a lot of likes, like 20,000 likes, it tends to not disapprove your ads as much. So that's just something that we found over testing. So instead of spending thousands of dollars figuring that out for yourself, you can learn that from us. So think of this kind of like the engagement machine and the social proof and authority building machine. And on the other side, on the back end, you can run ads that have nothing related to this. So that way you can get a better relevance score. Basically, what that means is that you're driving ads, you're driving traffic, people are coming to your Facebook fan page or your ad and they're engaging with it. And we'll talk more about how what we're talking about here, this strategy creates a winning strategy for you in the next video.